Mark, new signing in the building. Must be happy to get a centre half in.
Yeah, very pleased. Very pleased to get Alex in. We've chased him for some time. It was a difficult deal to get over the line, but huge thanks to our club and also to Alex and Millwall. So we've got another good player in our hands.
And what will he bring that the other defenders maybe don't, or how he will complement them?
Yeah, very athletic, quick, strong, powerful, and he's a defender who, like our other defenders, loves defending. The way when you look at the league the way it is, it can be quite direct at times. So there's a lot of needs for us that will suit the league. But he's also a good footballer as well. I was saying today, if anything, I'd like to calm him down a bit. He likes stepping in, driving into midfield, but there's things we can help him with, and there's things that he'll help us with. That's what loans are for.
In terms of other transfers, are you nearly done now? Do you feel like you're happy with what you've got?
Yeah, we've worked aggressively, tirelessly and hard to do what we have to do. In terms of all our main targets, who we've gone for, we've pretty much done all our work, and I'm sure if the right thing comes up and there's something out there that works for us ourselves and another club, I would never say never, but we've done everything we have to do, more or less. Is
the concern now that players might leave, player bids coming in for your players? Is that the next concern now?
Not for me, no. I don't think about that. I've said many times as a coach, especially when we're getting players in, I feel we're a really brilliant platform club. I feel we're on the rise. I feel we're on the up. But if people, go a few places ahead of us or get to the end goal before we get there, then that good luck to them. It means we've done something right. So, if Liverpool come in for somebody, or somebody else comes in that's right for the club, then we should all support that. It'll only make the club better long term. But I've had no heads ups on anything. I'm not expecting anything.
And is that, I suppose, part of being a head coach, being a manager, that you just don't know on a Monday morning when you come in? You don't know your injury list. You don't know if somebody's going to come in with a bid. It's every day could bring a new challenge.
Yeah, no, not quite. No, look, if we thought Luke here is an outstanding young player at our club, if we thought Luke had a chance of leaving, we'd know about it. I don't want to get into the nitty gritty of what if it's late and stuff like that. But we know what's going on. We know what's going on.
As for injuries, all clear from Tuesday?
Yeah, all clear, yeah. All clear, sorry. So many games, but all clear, yeah.
And that's, again, a huge boost, because you look at the bench on Tuesday in particular and it's so strong, and now you've added another player into the mix as well.
Yeah, look, I've not been in this situation as a coach. It's something I'm really pleased about. It's something I'll embrace. It's something I'll look forward. That's going to be a big challenge, because we'll have good players not playing. But I just think the way the league is, with the games, the cups, the ridiculous amount of minutes, I think everybody's going to be needed and everybody's going to play games. So I think that'll hopefully take care of itself. Yeah,
you've probably got 16, 17 players who all feel they should be in the starting 11. Is that going to be interesting to manage this year, that expectation from those players?
I understand what you're saying. It's not something I've thought about. It's not something I worry about or care about, in terms of what a brilliant problem to have. Last year there were times where I think Wickham away, Osh was on the bench, Morgan was on the bench, young Bailey was on the bench, Julian Donnery was on the bench, with a couple of injuries at the time. So a brilliant problem to have. It's not a problem, it's a solution.
Shrewsbury had quite a change around in the summer in terms of off the field. Are they expecting a similar test on the field to last season or not?
Good side, brilliant young manager. I thought he was very harshly treated in his last job. That's football. I'm sure he'll be a lot better and more experienced from it. It's inevitable for everybody in football. I know people who know him well and speak really highly of him. An outstanding career, and I think he's had an outstanding start since he's been at the club with a lot of change. Incredible director of football they've got as well. It's a really, really good club, and I think they've started off really well, and I think they've kept the nucleus of a lot of good players they had last year, and I thought they were a very good side last year, well drilled, well organised, a lot of men in the team. I keep saying it, if we're not on the top of a game, we're in for a really tough day, and if we are on top of our game, we've got a great chance of winning.
And I guess that's the thing about League One, isn't it? When you look at some of the results, and you touched on it on Tuesday, that every weekend or every week match day, there's some thing that surprises you?
Yeah, look, you know, I look at Port Vale, they lost their first game 7-0 and then won the next game. That's the craziness of football. I think everybody's capable of beating on everybody on any given day. It's a tough league, it's relentless. A lot of good sides in it, and again, I think the middle group of teams have got really stronger this year. So yeah, if you, I'm looking at the board here, the games beside you, I'm like, wow. Every game's tough, but after 15 games, somebody will be bottom, somebody will be top, and somebody will be in the middle. We just hope we are where we think we'll be.
And the fact that after this Saturday you've got a week to get back on the training ground, how refreshing will that be to get through Saturday and know you've got a little bit of time?
Really pleased, because you know we had a really good session today, but they're hard to come by in terms of match day -1, second day recoveries. There's not a lot of what would normally be your Tuesday, Thursday, hard, physical, tactical. You kind of miss out on them, and today was really refreshing that we were able to put in a really well-drilled themed session, as opposed to, I mean, we don't do anything generic here anyway, but sometimes it can be more generic than themed because of the day we've got. So I'm looking forward to actually, you know, putting in what I class as a real coachable day.
And is there things that you've seen in these opening games that you know next week, that's what I'm going to be focusing on? Or do you base it match day by match day?
In terms of us, I always know what we want. I always know who we are. You know, we're not going to play Shrewsbury on Saturday and they, you know, play 4 diamond 2 and fanning out from the back and trying to get 600 passes. It's not going to happen. So I think everybody kind of has an idea of what each other are, with the exception of, you know, I look at Richie coming up at Leyton Orient, obviously new manager there, John with Northampton. There's obviously new clubs in the league, but I can't imagine you're going to see somebody doing something completely different. So we're all aware of what we're going to get and what it looks like. With ourselves, to answer your question, I'm very open. We are what we are, and I'm very proud of that. We're not going to go to Shrewsbury and try and be any different. I'm sure, Matt, you'll watch my interview, but it's not rocket science.
And when it comes to training for next week, do you have certain things you think you need to work on from what you've seen so far with your players, or do you have an idea of already what you want to do?
No, got an idea of what we want to do. Sometimes there may be a situation where, you know, football's data driven now, so there's various different parameters you can look at. So sometimes there might be something that glaringly sticks out. Or like there was a period last year I felt we were conceding too many crosses. You know, we've done a lot of stuff from 1-to-1 defending in wide area, finishing positions, defensive positions in the box. Sometimes it's just topping up and reminding people about the good things you've done. You know, we haven't changed much from last year, but last year I think we had 2 goals after 3 games. This year we've got 5. Last year, I don't know, up until February or something, I think we only scored 1 goal after 70 minutes. This year we scored multiple goals after 70 minutes. Last year we conceded 3 goals in the last 15 minutes in the whole season. On Tuesday we conceded 2. What I'm trying to say to you is that data doesn't measure success, it just kind of measures style. So we can be statistically a lot better than we were last year and finish lower. So sometimes you can get caught up in that too much. I hope that makes sense. I think I've confused myself there. No, but I hope that makes sense to you. You know, sometimes it's about something you might see in the game, sometimes it's about sticking to your processes, philosophies and themes that you want to do.
And I sort of saw it and I was like, oh, football and learning. Because I like a lot of football, and what we get is quite a lot of football, so it's really good. Definitely encourage other people, because like I'm in a situation where I might even want to go into the police force, and even though you're doing your sport, you're still getting your football, you're still getting your 3A levels out of it, so you can actually get your UCAS points or get your 3A levels to go on to even different courses, as long as you've got your grades as well as playing football. So it's sort of like it's just a good course to do, I think.